So why might you buy from Amanita Warriors instead of someone else? Let me tell you a little about my product and what goes into it and the mission that's behind it. I survived a life of chronic insomnia and untreatable trauma for my entire 20s, and I thought there was no solution. I had tried every therapy, every medication, and everything known to man to try to heal, and nothing healed me. One day, I accidentally stumbled across a bunch of Amanita mushrooms. I figured out how to use them, and I started making it into tea, and in weeks, I never had insomnia ever again for the rest of my life. I considered this to be a miracle, and I took this to heart in a way that was religious, that I am basically inseparable from it. So the mission and purpose behind my business was always, from the very first time I discovered it, to try to bring this healing to other people. Because I know that if this was simply accessible and people were aware of it, that this mushroom could heal so many people and that it would have such a gigantic impact on human society. Because there are so many people that need healing and need to sleep and need to be less stressed, and they don't have a solution. This need to heal people is what inspired me to leave my life behind in Brazil and gamble with everything to try to become a professional mushroom forager back in the US after not living here for 10 years. It's a crazy story, and in 3 years' time I have gone from being nothing but a lowly forager to having my own microdosing business. And I would like to pass on to you the highest quality products that are available. My business is intended to sell to other businesses in bulk as a wholesaler. The reason that I'm structuring my business this way is that I don't want to structure a business around myself. What I want is for everyone who's already has access to customers to be getting a high quality product of Amanita that will heal people. My goal is really on getting the public to be healed. So my effort and my energy needs to go into ensuring that the quality of the product is as high as possible. I specifically moved and located myself in Mount Shasta, California, because this place has one of the purest water sources in the world. For those of you who don't know, Mount Shasta is quite famous for this water source. It's the head of the Sacramento River, which feeds all of California. Water comes from the snowmelt of the Mount Shasta Glacier. In other words, you're getting quite literally glacier water as the source, as the water that is used for the base of these products. Furthermore, all Amanita Warriors products are made with a combination of cedar and pine needle tea. This brew is necessary for the proper decarboxylation of Amanita muscaria, and that's because while you can decarboxylate the ibutenic acid using other compounds, there are thousands of compounds in Amanita that we don't know what they are. We don't know what they do or how they affect the human body, but when you add the brew of cedar and pine needle tea with the Amanita, it acts to neutralize all of those compounds which are toxic to you, which means that consuming Amanita when it's prepared in this way is safer, is more effective for your experience, and much less likely to make someone sick. The vast majority of producers of Amanita products are going to use citric acid powder as the primary source of decarboxylating their product. Now, citric acid powder is very acidic, it is cheap, and it is very effective at doing its job. There's only one giant problem with it, which is that citric acid powder is not made from lemons, it's made from black mold. And once in a while, someone will take an Amanita product and they'll be hospitalized for an allergic reaction, and lo and behold, it is because there's black mold in the product. In addition to using citric acid powder as the base of the acid that they'll use for their product, they're most likely also going to use tap water for the product, which means you're also probably going to be getting a lot of fluoride and chlorine and all the other junk that's in tap water if you're buying from someone else. I use vitamin C and the brew of cedar and pine tea as a proper method of decarboxylation. If you're not sure what decarboxylation is, please look through my channel to find another video which explains what it is. An additional reason to add the pine needles and the cedar leaves to this brew is that it helps to preserve the mucimol molecule a bit longer because of the resin. I brew the water into a tea using pine needles and cedar leaves. From this brew, I then add the Amanita as well as a high amount of vitamin C for proper decarboxylation. Furthermore, I always do a prayer to ask for Christ's blessing over each batch of Amanita product that I make. So as a retailer, I'm sure you're concerned that this product may have negative impacts on the people who consume it. So at a microdose level, that is basically impossible. If a person is taking less than 2 grams a day, there's very little chance that they're going to have some sort of a negative reaction. The worst possible scenario is that they get cold sweats. And keep in mind that your customers should not take this product if they are on any type of psychiatric medication. The products can be used to get someone out of the withdrawal symptoms of a psychiatric medication. In other words, if they have stopped taking their medication, they can use this to help deal with the withdrawal. But they cannot take it simultaneously with the medication unless they are under the supervision of a doctor and a trained coach. With that being said, it is impossible for your customers to abuse this product because of the high amount of vitamin C that's in it. So it may give it a bit of a sour taste, but what the vitamin C does, other than benefit your health, is that if a person takes, let's say, a whole bottle's worth, let's say that they get 60 pills in a bottle, and it's worth a total of 60 grams, and someone just takes the whole thing and just eats it all at once. The high amount of vitamin C would give them very bad heartburn. Taking a lot of vitamin C at one time will give you heartburn and nausea that lasts for about a day. So this also acts as a deterrent to keep people from misusing this product. So what goes into this product are the purest ingredients, mostly found from nature, as well as a unique, natural, and intelligent decarboxylation system that is quite exceptional in delivering mucimalt. And last but not least, what goes into this is the power of prayer. Please check the description below for contact information. Thank you for watching this video, and be blessed.